Welcome to the Think Podcast.
When it comes to the age of the Earth, where does it sit for you in terms of being a primary, secondary, tertiary issue, etc.? This question is coming from Kevin Blessum.
Okay, I wrote an editorial in the magazine, actually, just the latest creation magazine that's out. I was the rostered editor for this one. I wrote an editorial on the young Earth, and I said, well, the young Earth is not our axiom. Our axiom is the authority of Scripture, the propositions of Scripture. They're our axioms. The young Earth is a theorem. It's something that's deducible from the axioms. And the axioms are, for instance, the fact that Adam and Eve were there from the beginning of creation, as Jesus said, and they were there on day 6 after the beginning. And then you have the timeline from Genesis 5 and 11, which needs to be a tight time frame, because you've got to see Adam was 130 years, became the father of Seth. Now, even if the word father can mean grandfather or ancestor, there's still 130 years between the two names. Mm-hmm. So I think you've got a clear timeline there. And from that, as well as what I told you earlier about if you have millions of years, you have death before sin, both human and animal death before sin. All these things show that the young Earth is a logical deduction. It's a theorem you could deduce from the axioms of Scripture. So it's not the primary, it's a deduction from our primary axiom, which is authority of Scripture. Okay,
very good. So we start with Scripture. We start with that. I mean, as a presuppositionalist, I would say that's our foundational presupposition. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we reason our way out. And one of those conclusions that seems to be inevitable, I mean, not to say that someone is not a believer necessarily to reject this, but it seems to be unavoidable, a young Earth perspective.
Correct, yes.
Okay.